Okay, hello Tom.
Hi, Gennady. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. So we have another webinar today dedicated to
Backup and
versions.
versions.
Yes, let's do the backups and versions. So people are always worried about the backing up the stuff, right?
Right. And well, it's important too. I mean, if you spend a lot of time working on, content and layout and so forth, you don't want it to disappear. If you have a glitch or,
Yeah,
a
just
lightning strike.
talking about the backups. Then we should have separated even the backup functionality on its own and just leave it just a backup alone. Create a separate app on a backup, let it be there, and you will see why, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's slick. It's like the backup is the sledgehammer, the version is the scalpel. So am I going to bludgeon the whole thing in, or am I going to surgically insert just one? How does that
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah. But
That could be
before
the
we
new
start,
icons.
huh? Icons? What?
Like icon for backup could be a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Now, before we start on this, and I'm gonna share my screen, but before we do that, you wanna mention about the next thing we're gonna be working on about
Oh
the
yeah, the
events?
conference.
Yes, not
Oh,
the conference. It's event.
event. I'm sorry. Well, we were talking about it, and to me, it's like going to a conference, but it's a multi-day event, and it's focused solely on writing. It takes you well beyond, blogging and writing a book,
Yeah,
but it goes through the entire process from research to publishing
to
and
publish. Anyone
everything
coaching
in
session.
between.
So
So
yeah, just wanna say a couple words too. So it's the event is coming up in June. So this event, there is no announcement yet. We're preparing, we're working on that. So we will have this event will be for the newbies, for the bloggers, for professional, for anyone who is will be in who is in the writing position or wants to write and wants to blog, anything to do with the content, right?
exactly, and it's going to be a 3-day event, and it's very
Speakers.
slick. I mean, that's enough of a trailer teaser.
Yeah,
So
over 100 speakers. Over 100 speakers will be there. So we will break down in different sessions. So it's gonna be we're gonna talk more in details on the next session.
right.
Right?
So people put their thinking hat on. We can leak out this little bit about we will be seeking contributors and various
Contributors and
and
speakers.
yeah. So stay tuned for more details.
Yeah,
Film at 11.
in the next episode, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
So
let's
let's talk about,
go.
what do you want to do first, versions or backups?
Let's start with the backups. So
Okay, we'll go alphabetically.
yeah, okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Now let me talk about the backups. Backups is an important mechanism, it's an important function of any software, anywhere you go, any software has some kind of backup. So how we do manage the backups? No matter what, I have everything in my file resides on the cloud. So I always use the cloud. So I use the Dropbox, I use the OneDrive. So there's lots of stuff being held there. And actually, I don't even keep anything on my local drive at all. So nothing. Is everything being synced up there? So I know I have an access and I know have anything happen to my computer, it's not get lost, right?
Yeah, yeah. That took me a little getting used to, because starting with an Apple IIe and then going from there, I was accustomed to having everything in my clutches, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
now I've gotten more comfortable with not having as much in my clutches.
I tell you, I few times I lost everything I had on my laptop. After that, I decided nothing. I will keep on my local drive, nothing. So everything now, all the drive I'm working with is a Google Drive, whether it's a Dropbox or OneDrive. Those three
Yeah,
probably top one, top three of all, right? So you can keep everything is syncing. So it's nothing being. If I get low, something gets crushed. No matter, I have my content. I have it there.
that's right.
So
Although Microsoft messed up my billing, And then I started getting these because I got Office 365 and the OneDrive, and everything is there. And I get this note, oh, you are now over your 200 megabyte limit, and we're going to start dumping stuff. I said, what?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
took me 5 days to find the right person to fix it. And in the meantime, I was trying to download like, 100 gigabytes of stuff.
You probably mentioned it's not megabyte. It's megabyte was when the DOS was there, but
Oh,
now
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I had 2 gigabytes there, and I was
gigabytes.
well over that.
All right. So you know what the people do when they have a content on the websites in the WordPress, right?
Right.
You know what they do? They come up with they searching for plugins. So the one thing is this for sure, you have to have a backup of your blog posts in the WordPress. So for that, there is a different mechanism people using. They buy plugins. They set up some kind of services that they sync in services. Then plugins some is not the best solution, but there are some of them out there, actually quite a bit. Then you can pay for the service, so for backing up your stuff, so you could have your content safe. Okay, the less I would worry about, say, my homepage. Okay, even though my homepage is also I want to protect it, but the most important is your content. You spend hours and hours of writing articles, creating the original content. You pay for that. You pay to other people, and then what? One day, if something happened, you lose it, and it's gonna be you feel sorry. So no matter what.
Yeah.
And you always, what we always do is say, oh, I do that later, but I know it's a kind of a task, I need to do it later. And then all of a sudden, when that happened, you realize I should have done it earlier.
Yes. Penny wise, pound. No, I was trying to come up with a fun saying, but let's move on and explain.
Yeah, let's
I'll
move
come
on.
up
You
with a
remember,
fun saying
remember to
later.
write it down, right? We getting old, Tom. So we keep,
Oh, you know what? I did hear this. This is interesting. It's not that your mind is slowing down, it's that you have so much more to process.
exactly. That's why I feel sometimes I'm getting so smart.
Yeah, I have to go through many more interesting facts before I get to the one I want.
But the problem is getting smart is a problem. You keep forgetting stuff that you should have remember all the time, right?
Yeah, that's true. I need a backup on the cloud.
But I wish I could put my brain in the backup.
That's right. I think there's science fiction on that.
You should have write a book for that, right, Tom?
Hey, I'll do that. Yeah,
Hey, it's a
back
good
myself.
subject. It's a good subject, Tom. Remember, write it there. Put your note there. Put the idea in Blogly. Write in the book about the putting the mind on the cloud.
Yeah, I think there's we could put our own unique spin on it, but that's a topic for another time. So
Save that. So let's don't throw all the topics at once.
we got to keep people coming back. Oh, so how about you're going to look at backups?
Yes, we're gonna look in the backup. So now one thing I can tell. So backup. You write an article in the Blogly, you prepare, you spend all the time. Don't worry. First of all, we do have our backups. It's a built-in. The second thing, your backup, your article that you publish on the WordPress, the Blogly itself is a backup on its own. So no matter what, you got your WordPress there, it's already saved in the WordPress. And you have a reverse process as well. You bring the article in. We also have that. So if it needed, you can always take it from the WordPress, but your primary backup source should not be the WordPress. It should be the app that works with the WordPress, that publishes to WordPress, and the place where you generate the content, it should be your primary source for managing all your backups. Okay? All right. Let's do that.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Now let's do this. Let's bring the article directly from. Let's assume I got the article from the WordPress, but that not yet a part of my account in Blogly. So I wrote it there, say earlier. Now I got the brand new account in Blogly, and I wanna bring it in. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take. I have some. Let's say I have some article. Let's take we take some SEO. For optimization, I'm gonna pick up any site. So let's take this site, any of the sites there. Let's take this word stream article. Let's open it up. Let's assume this is my article, right? And
Okay.
I want to bring it in. So all I need to do, just let's take this URL. We go in here and we're going to import it. We choose the blog URL. We just simply paste the URL and click OK. Now, in a matter of like 2-3 seconds, a few seconds, we're gonna bring the content. So you got it. So what? It took about maybe I was wrong. 4 seconds. I'm sorry.
I think it was 4.75.
All right, the content is now here. Now we brought the content. Let's look it up. So it's not that big of the article, but let's take a look what is there. So we got all the content with the one images, with all the information that was there. So now we have it, right?
Right.
So let's do this. Today we have the backups built in the Blogly. So, but you want to do your own backup of this article. And let's assume this article you already wrote. Let's say you have it. Now you will have the backup. It sits in assets. If you could pull up here, you will get in a blank page of the backups. You got one button here, save. Once you click on save, we will generate the copy of your backup.
Now, is that automatic? Versions we'll talk about a little bit more, which are automatic. This versions
are versions are automatic. Automatic backups. Versions are the automatic backup. We have auto versions of the blog post.
Right.
So what we have is now the copy of the whole backup of the article. And by the way, in the future, we are planning to introduce the automated backup here of every article, even though the Blogly itself is a backup for your WordPress, no matter what. Now you want to have a backup of the backup. Great.
Oh, suspenders for my belt.
Yeah.
And then Velcro too. I want Velcro to in case those other two fail.
So let's do the backup for the backup. Yeah, we're thinking about maybe we can run like a backup of the always after backup of the whole article. Can it be done? Yeah, we can. We can just simply tune it in the auto backup. But this case, we give you just like manual backup. If you want to just click it once, save for all. Just one click, you're done. It's saved. Let's do the example. Let's say I'm back in the article. And now I want to make some changes, save whatever I want to save. Maybe I can remove some of the text here. So let me make it smaller. Maybe I can just add something here. And let me just highlight so it will be visible, right? So we highlight it. It's going to be sitting here. And we're going to add some maybe some GIFs. Let's add some. Let's throw some fun. Maybe we can add some of the GIFs here. And we say fun, right? Let's add some.
Yeah.
Let's add
there's the pig. I love the pig.
Yeah, let's add some piggy here. So we'll throw some fun. We added in here. Let's make it bigger slightly. So I'll make it say 400 by 400 pixel size. Here's a piggy. Let's save it. Let's move on. Now let's do another backup quickly. So let's do another backup just in case. So I'll have 2 sets of backups, and I will restore from one of the sets. So when I click save again, it generates me the second backup. As you can see, each backup contains the date and the timestamp of the backup. It has the name of the article itself, because we took the article from outside, so that wasn't a part of the Blogly. So we just brought in by import function. Okay. When you click on this, you can see the additional data. You can edit it. So what you can edit? First of all, you can edit the name. So you want to change the name, fine, it's up to you. Also, what you can do is, of course, you can delete. So here's you cannot manage like details of the backup. This is just one simple backup, one file. In the future, we will incorporate syncing of those files to the drives. Like you want to sync it to the Google Drive.
Oh, that's cool.
Automatically sync. But if it doesn't sync, let's say if this article would have been printed, it will have an additional option right here. Let's say if it's my published article, I have another option here like download. It will download you the HTML file. You can just simply say HTML file.
Cool.
Yeah, but now you remember we have the delete function. If you made an extra that you want to delete, then you can just delete the extra. So if you don't need it. Now you can see we modify the article. Also, let's do this. We're going to delete some of the other blocks. Let's say if I want to delete the block, can I delete it? Of course I can. So this block is deleted. You can see now it's gone. Let me
Right.
delete another one. Actually, let me just do one more backup quickly here. So just in case I have three different sets of backups.
Now we're doing the Velcro. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but
Belt.
just simply show that how that can be restored. So let's go back here and now let's do some extra. So I'm gonna delete this one as well, and let me delete one more. So I will delete this one, right? So you can see article keeps shrinking. So I got only two blocks, all I need. Now let's do some restoration, right? So I have a restoration. When I see here, I have three different sets of backup. Each backup is slightly different. This is the original backup. This is the backup we just added something, right?
Right.
And this is the backup where we just reduce something and added to reduce something. So all of them are slightly different. So let's do the backup from the latest one. So let's do the last one. When I click here, can I do this backup from here? No, I don't click here. I need to click right here. So when I click here, it asks me, do I want to restore it? Let's say I say, okay, yes. And now let's see what's going to change. It says backup restored. It gives me the message. So let me just refresh the page and we'll see what was there done. So you can see now four
Yeah.
blocks are back. You can see the piggyback. No, we got the exact zip whatever we had before. Let's go now and restore to the original version without the piggy, right?
Right.
Let's do this. We're gonna click on this one by timing. This was the one, and I can even save that here. And if we could just save this, was the original. So I could just name that like that. So you can see now additional comments.
Yeah, that's nice. And that is very helpful, actually. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
you want to
always
name
which
it the
one it
way you
is.
want, right?
Yeah.
So let's restore the original one. We click OK, and now let's see. It's gonna take like a couple seconds, right? Backup is restored. Let's refresh the page. Let's take a look what is there. Now you can see all the five blocks are there. No more piggy. Now you're
Oh,
pristine, right?
yep. Back to its native state.
Yeah, let's go back now one more. Let's restore it to the medium, this one, right? So,
Right.
I mean here, restore, wait for like 3 seconds, right? So we're
Yep.
done. Go back in the article again and let's refresh it and let's see what is there. I think the piggy should be now
Yep.
included.
I think that was, there he is, or he or she or it or whatever.
So you can imagine now you got your backup. And by the way, these backups from here, just my warning here, is backups we going to move from here because the assets will be replaced with the pure, more extended research here. We
Okay.
will move the backup here. It makes more sense to be on the upper right. So we just kind of hide it here, okay? So this is about backup. So this is a backup
Right.
of the whole article. Now let's do another thing is we're gonna show what the versions are. So what's the version? What do you think, Tom? How you would describe the version?
Well, a version is, and I learned this the hard way once I started writing and doing other things, is all right, I'm going to write my draft and I'll send it in. And so that's version one. And somebody says, oh, I want you to change this. Okay. The past, I made the mistake of actually throwing away version one and doing version two. And then you get the question, oh, well, you know what? We like what you did before. Let's go back to that. So this is a version, and the respect that we're talking about here is not the entire article, but chunks of your article that
Now, if you notice while you were talking, and I will give a little more description of
yeah,
the version. While you were talking, this is the auto backup. We have now just do not worry. Every time you do something, even if you don't save, we actually have a running 30-second delay, and we capture your changes to the content, and we'll create auto backup, which will follow you all the time when you run it, when you type in the article or you type in the the content. You keep adding the content. Let me show you here. If I add something, add it here, right?
Right.
So let's leave it like that. You will see now this version will be updated in the next like minute or so. We can get in back again. You will see this will be updated. Right now, still you see it's still sitting like that. You can actually test it yourself and see how that works.
Right.
Now, let me give you my explanation of the version. First of all, I stumbled on this just because remember we were writing some email, doing email marketing,
Right.
writing different versions of the email, right?
Right.
You know how many versions we had?
Oh Lord, what was it? 20?
20 versions, saying the same thing 20 times, 20 different
Yeah.
ways, right? Did we
Yeah.
want to grab other versions? No, I didn't want. I want to keep them, but a slight tweak in expression in your content, because your content is like can be golden if you say with a good wording, right?
Right.
But how do you know what's good? So sometimes you don't. You don't know. Oh, maybe I saved this. I'm gonna test. I wanna find out what is better to say. How the better to say something. Now, before I do this, let me go back in the version. Let's go take a look. See
Yep.
this?
Oh, we caught up. Yeah.
Yeah, see this one we added here. You can see it's catching up by itself. So just remember, we're running 30-second delay. We keep your content going. Your backup your content in a detail level of your block. Remember the versions are the block version.
Right. Block
Now
level
this,
content. So that's the scalpel part.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now this what I was showing. This is auto backup. That's kind of derivative that is a part of your overall backup strategy. We have a dedicated version for a specific function. You can create as many backups as you need just by simply clicking here. You can create, keep modifying your content. You make some changes. You do whatever you need to do. You changed it. You like that version. Click save. You saved it. It remains here for your next time when you keep updating. You want to refresh it and restore that version. So the versioning is a mini backups on the level of each block.
Right.
Also,
and then if you decide you like your first one better, you can replace it by the same way you would the backup. You just click the restore button and away you go.
Yeah, now watch. I saved 3 different versions. So each version, let's say I save this version, I save this version, and I save the original version. So all the
Right.
3 different. Now what the advantage is also beyond of having this, because remember, auto backup is just a single block which is definitely generated by our system. Those backups, a mini backup, we call version mini backup, generated by you. You can create
Right.
as many as you want. You can delete them. Even if you delete this one, we'll keep creating the new backups. On
It'll
the
come
same,
back.
we'll come back. We'll still creating the automated backup of your current version. You can see now it's already changed to this one. But
Right.
whatever I had before, I save that and stays and it doesn't change. It remains the same, exactly in pristine version as you save it at that time. Can
And
you
that's
make
important too. It's an important point for people to remember is that if you're relying on, you really should make save a version of pretty much everything. Every time you make a significant change,
if you do the
save it.
change? Yeah, if you do the change, that is important, right?
Right. Yeah. Then save a copy because it could potentially be overwritten. Like, okay, I'm going to rip that out. Oh no, I want that back. And now it's overwritten. So it's just good practice to
Exactly.
make frequent backups of
Yeah.
your
No.
work.
It's like if you don't want to say you don't want to clog up the system with like hundreds of different backups of the one single block. That's not the point. The point is you save significant
Yeah.
changes that you want to keep. That's important. Like we work on the email. This email marketing is really hard because we come up with 20 different combinations of the same email, and those combinations, all of them are decent, but I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to pick. What do you do today? You save it in a Google Doc? You do a Google Doc with the 20 different versions, just one email, Okay, maybe one time is okay, but that's not sustainable. That's not. Are you gonna go back and you're like a million of different Google Doc file, try to find what you wrote before for one specific? No, you're not gonna do that. That's not physically possible. Even though you create maybe one backup for one email and then you do the 20 versions there, how are you gonna quickly change with? That's very difficult. So
Yes, it is.
in this case, it's so convenient. It's next to you. It's right here. It's right under your fingertips. So you can expand. You can. By the way, what you can do with the already saved data? First of all, you change the name. You say maybe there was a special, right? Special
Okay.
version that I want to use somewhere. Who knows? Maybe that's
Yeah,
something
that's good.
that
I like that. Yeah.
yeah, specifically important to you. Just save it there so you know exactly this version. You don't want to delete. It's there, that for you to reuse somewhere. Again, what else can you do? Okay, look on the bottom. You have block related, article related. Here is your check switch to article related. You could see every blocks that relate on the article level. All the versions I will be visible here.
Oh,
We did, we
very
did
cool.
specifically we didn't want to do all because you're gonna be swamped with.
Oh, no.
However,
I agree.
there is a workaround. If you have this block saved as a version, you can turn it into Node by simply say taking this content. Let's say if you create a node, nodes are visible everywhere. So nodes have this ability of finding them all. You can
Right.
if you do this and convert this version into the special node, it's found. You can find it anywhere. You can tag it. But let's say for some reason your versions are this special versions. You have many of them. Could be if you are on the article level, you might have 10 versions saved for each block. And let's say if
Right.
you want to see them all, you can see them right here. You can take this and restore the other blocks in the same article. Let's say if I want to do that here, after if I click here, it will replace. So let's do this experiment. I want to show you. So currently I have this one. This is the one here saved. This one is the
Right.
previously saved. Let's do the quick restore. How about this? So with one click, you just simply restore that. Let me do this back. I'm clicking here. I'm restoring this one. And let's say I want to do this one. I'm clicking here. I say restore that one. So you have a full ability of quickly putting back any of the versions that you have on the left.
It's great.
All right, Tom. So this is it. I think we covered pretty much right
Yeah.
on the notes, right? I mean, on the versions.
Yeah.
Do we have
Very
enough
useful.
information?
Essential to writing. You do have to if you're writing everything on the pen and paper, you're not watching this, but you do want to save frequently. So, all right. Well, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's bid our audience adieu. And I think that's, other than Eiffel Tower, that's one of the few French words I know.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah. I
check
have lots
out
of French friends.
the Jeep is coming out with a Macintosh stereo option. Saw this today on Uncrate, which is one of my favorite sites. If you're familiar with Macintosh, they're very high end. Usually, they're all tube. I didn't have a chance to read the article, so I don't know if this is a tube receiver, but you got these two mammoth readouts, the balance, these big glaring displays right there in the middle of your dashboard as you're crunching out your music. You can watch the old analog gauges go back and forth. I'm sure that's spendy. Yeah, and wonder how long that would stay in your truck.
Yeah.
All right, well,
All right,
very good as always. I hope you have a nice evening.
yeah, thank you. You too. And I'm gonna hopefully that will help people to understand really see the difference and what's the backup and what's the version and why backup is important. That's one thing I learned over the years. Backups are hugely important. Just a
It
backup.
is. I mean, power supplies and laptops, even though you've got a battery in that thing, you can still have a hard drive failure. So backing it up is always a good idea.
Yeah, but versioning is a
And so is versioning too. Yeah.
it's a by itself is a different thing, so you need to recognize the difference.
Excellent. All
All
right.
right, Tom. Thank you very much, and I think we're done, right?
We are done.
Okay.
All
Take care.
right, Gennady. Talk to you later.